Hello everybody and welcome to the WWE Universe episode 60 as we're finally reviewing the biggest event of the summer, WWE Summerslam 2015, which was a 4-hour show, as I said yesterday, and it was absolutely another great event for WWE, and this is obviously WWE's big summer pay-per-view, which is just like WrestleMania, has big hype and big anticipation. So, of course, SummerSlam kicks off with our guest host, which is Jon Stewart, a former member of The Daily Show in the USA. And he's, he was just acting friendly with, and of course, he had special guests, a.k.a. Mick Foley, the guy who is currently doing stuff for the Christmas collection. He was filming there recently with his daughter. So at least we'll see him on the DVD very soon when it comes out this November. So at least we'll bump into Mick Foley on the DVD range. It's great to see Mick Foley at SummerSlam because we haven't seen Mick Foley in SummerSlam for quite some time. So it was nice to see him, and it was definitely a very, very funny opening for SummerSlam, which I would say. So yeah, starting off with the host, not a bad idea after all. And then of course we go into our first matchup, which is Sheamus versus Randy Orton, a rematch from Battleground, which ends up leading into Sheamus finally able to withstand Randy Orton's punishment and able to do 2 bro kicks in one match in order to win. But of course, this is the only time Sheamus actually appeared in the night because he didn't cash in, unfortunately. So this is his only time out in SummerSlam. So I don't know if this is because he was still having problems with his injuries or something, but Sheamus didn't show up any time after the match with Seth Rollins and John Cena, so I guess he still has some injuries problems or something. So we'll find out soon if he's going to be able to cash in by Night of Champions or not. I would assume he'll be there at Night of Champions to cash in or something. Anyway. And then, of course, we move into the WWE Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match where the New Day Primetime Players, Los Maradusi and the Lucha Dragons all battle for the Tag Team Championship. And what's a surprise? It's the New Day again. That's right, the New Day finally get back their tag titles. They are now 2-time champions, as they've been stating for like the last 2.5 months. They've been wanting to be 2-time champions, and guess what? They were able to actually win the Fatal 4-Way and win the titles back. So, yep, it's the New Day again. Great. But we'll see who challenges them at Night of Champions. Will it be Primetime Players again? I would assume so, as they were the former champions. So, yeah, I think it's going to be New Day versus Primetime Players by Night of Champions time we're looking at, or maybe we'll have new challengers, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, moving into the next section, of course, we have Dolph Ziggler making his comeback after taking hits by Rusev on Raw to battle Rusev at SummerSlam, which obviously ended in double count-out, so we never quite knew who. Well, we all assumed that Ziggler was going to win, but unfortunately the referee counted them out before he got back in the ring. So in a way, Ziggler was counted out with Rusev. But however, I think the story chapter is still yet to continue, and I think at Night of Champions we will be seeing these two battling out again. Maybe if the US title becomes vacated, maybe these two will battle for the US title. Vacated US title. I think that would be an interesting turn of events for Ziggler and Rusev. We'll see. But, yeah, should be an interesting turn of events. And then we have our next matchup. Stephen Amell from Arrow teaming up with Neville to take on Stardust and Kim Barrett. And I have to say, I was quite impressed with Stephen Amell. I mean, Stephen Amell is one of those actors from Arrow, as I stated, and he was known as the Green Arrow, in fact, on that show, which is kind of ironic. He's one of the top superheroes from a big movie blockbuster, and like I said, I'm actually quite surprised at the fact that he was able to do all these like enziguris and all these high-flying moves like some of the high flyers do in WWE, which, yeah, I was quite amazed that he was able to do that stuff. And, you know, him and Neville pulled it off, I have to say. I was quite impressed with Stephen and Neville's teamwork at SummerSlam. Very, 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 very good teamwork indeed. So, very impressed. But the question is this Stephen Amell's and Stardust rivalry come to? Okay, so the next match on the list, of course, is the none other than Ryback facing Big Show and The Miz for the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship, which, of course, Ryback retained the championship in this triple threat match after pinning The Miz. A very impressive performance for Ryback as this triple threat finally took place, and Ryback finally keeps the Intercontinental Championship. And then, of course, leading into the next match, of course, we have family versus family. Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper from the Wyatt family facing off against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, former members of The Shield. And, of course, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose finally got their revenge on two members of the Wyatt family and managed to get their revenge. Well, for Roman Reigns, he gets his revenge on both men who tried to screw, well, Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt for trying to screw him up for the last two pay-per-views. So that's Roman Reigns' revenge done. And then we move into the title-for-title winner-takes-all match between Seth Rollins and John Cena, the U.S. Championship and the WWE World title being put both on the line. And with a kind of a shocking blow was when Jon Stewart actually attacked John Cena in this match, where we all thought he was going to attack Seth Rollins. He just goes with the chair to the gut of John Cena, and boom, Seth Rollins becomes United States champion and keeps his world's title. So now he's a double champion. The question is, though, is he going to keep the U.S. title, or are they going to vacate the U.S. title? That's obviously what the authority are probably deciding on right now, and we'll have to wait till Raw to find out where things are going with Seth Rollins and his championship victory thanks to Jon Stewart. So, yeah, kind of a shocking blow, really, that John Cena will lose his United States Championship over thanks to Jon Stewart. So, John Cena's now a former US champion. But hopefully he'll get his revenge at Night of Champions, no question about it. And then we have the triple team Divas elimination match where Team Bella versus Team Beautiful and Dangerous versus Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, which is Team PCB. And of course, Team PCB were able to actually defeat Beautiful and Dangerous and the Team Bella in this triple team elimination match, which is fantastic for Paige, Charlotte, and Becky. For Charlotte and Becky, this is their first victory at a SummerSlam, and they've certainly got a bright future in the SummerSlams to come for those two particular new generation divas. So, very, very highly anticipated match, and it will certainly set things up for Nikki Bella's Divas Championship match, which is taking place at Night of Champions, when we will find out, hopefully, who's going to challenge for the Divas Championship, which is going to be very interesting. Hopefully we'll find out on Raw tonight. You never know. And then, of course, we have the Kevin Owens and Cesaro match, which, of course, these two are obviously Cesaro and Kevin has having problems with Kevin Owens since he joined the main roster, and out of the blue, Kevin Owens was able to overpower Cesaro for a big win at SummerSlam. This was Kevin Owens' first SummerSlam, and he was able to defeat Cesaro at SummerSlam this year. So that pretty much sets the tone for Kevin Owens' bright future, and you never know. Maybe this could be a future opponent for The Undertaker if he sticks around for a bit longer. You never know. And speaking of The Undertaker, he actually battled Lesnar last night, and yes, this is the big main event that everyone was talking about for the SummerSlam event, and everyone was so convinced that Brock Lesnar was going to dominate The Undertaker once again, just like he did at WrestleMania 30 last year when he broke the streak. But surprise, surprise, Undertaker was able to pass out The Undertaker during his Hellgate submission, to the point that the referee had no choice but to basically call the bell and give The Undertaker the win at SummerSlam. So there you have it. The Undertaker overcomes Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And obviously, surprise, surprise, there was no Kane arriving. So maybe Kane will come back Night of Champions to get his match with Lesnar. maybe that's the deal. But at the moment, we still don't know when Kane's going to show up, but hopefully he'll show up sooner or later, because we all know Kane's going to obviously come back to get his revenge on Lesnar at some point. So that's bound to happen. But overall, guys, I mean, I really enjoyed SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam has been a great like 4-hour show, and it's certainly setting things up for the Night of Champions taking place Sunday, September 20th, which is when the next WWE live pay-per-view event takes place. And remember, all championships will be on the line, so expect some big title matches to be made, and expect some interesting matches to also be developed for Night of Champions, like one-on-one matches and tag matches that will happen during the Night of Champions pay-per-view. So the question is, will The Undertaker be at Night of Champions? That is still yet to be determined. But hopefully WWE will give us an answer to that question on Raw tonight if Undertaker does show up and does indeed say that he's going to be around at Night of Champions. Then it'll be interesting to see if he does go for a championship or whether he'll have a rematch with Lesnar or what's going to happen. So until then, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this SummerSlam review, and I can't wait to review Night of Champions in September 20th, and we'll certainly keep you up to date with the 2K16 roster reveal, which will be taking place later today, and I'll be updating you on that. Mostly, I probably might not update you with that until maybe Saturday or something. So until then, I'll see you all soon. Take care.